Imagine standing on a muddy battlefield. The sky is dark with smoke, the ground trembling under thousands of marching boots. One man believes he can change history again. His name? Napoleon Bonaparte. But today, destiny has other plans. Welcome to Waterloo, the battle that didn't just decide one man's fate. It reshaped the destiny of an entire continent. And what happened here, on a rain-soaked field in Belgium, still echoes through history today. Before we dive deep into this epic turning point, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to History Sparks, where history's greatest moments are brought back to life. Let's begin the journey. Europe was exhausted. 2 decades of near-constant warfare, bloodshed, revolution. Napoleon, once the darling of France, had been defeated and exiled to a remote island, Elba, but he escaped. And within months, he reclaimed the French throne. The kings and emperors of Europe, terrified, rushed to stop him. Britain, Prussia, Austria, Russia, they all formed the Seventh Coalition. This wasn't just about stopping Napoleon. It was about stopping the very idea that one man, with sheer genius and ambition, could tear down monarchies and redraw the map of Europe. The coalition armies raced towards France. Napoleon knew he had one chance. Strike first. Strike fast. Divide them before they unite. He moved north into Belgium. There, the British, led by the iron-willed Duke of Wellington, and the Prussians, led by the determined Blücher, awaited him. Waterloo would be his last gamble. The morning of June 18, 1815, Napoleon was not at his best. For one, it had rained heavily the night before. The battlefield was a quagmire. Napoleon delayed his attack to let the ground dry, losing precious hours. Meanwhile, Wellington's forces dug in at a strong defensive position, the Mont Saint-Jean Ridge, behind hedges in farms, protected by walls. Mistake after mistake followed. First, Napoleon underestimated Wellington. He believed the British were amateurs compared to his hardened veterans. Second, he sent his troops in a piecemeal fashion. A massive frontal assault at Hougoumont Farm wasted thousands of men, for no gain. Third, coordination. Napoleon relied heavily on Marshal Ney's, but Ney was reckless. He ordered a massive cavalry charge without infantry or artillery support. Hundreds of French horsemen charged, straight into musket fire and cannon blasts. Wave after wave, slaughtered. And while Napoleon was distracted fighting Wellington, he ignored a far greater threat approaching from the east. The Prussians were coming. As the afternoon wore on, the ground began to tremble once more. Not from retreat, but from reinforcements. Blücher's Prussian army had arrived, fresh, determined, and out for revenge. Napoleon had gambled everything on crushing Wellington before the Prussians showed up. He failed. Now he faced a two-front battle. Exhausted French troops struggled to hold off attacks from both sides. Napoleon's Imperial Guard, his elite, undefeated soldiers, were thrown into the fray as a last, desperate gamble. But even they faltered. When the Guard broke, the legend of Napoleon shattered with it. French troops fled the field in panic. The dream was over. Napoleon had lost, not just the battle, but the empire he fought so hard to build. The world after Waterloo would never be the same. Napoleon was captured and exiled again, this time to St. Helena, far across the seas. There would be no escape. The old monarchies restored their thrones. Britain rose as the dominant global power. The balance of power in Europe was reshaped, leading to a century of relative peace known as the Concert of Europe. But beneath the surface, ideas planted during Napoleon's reign, liberty, nationalism, ambition, simmered. In the decades to come, revolutions would sweep across Europe. Empires would crumble, new nations would rise. Waterloo didn't just end a war, it planted the seeds of the modern world. The Battle of Waterloo was more than just a clash of armies. It was the final chapter of an era of emperors, revolutions, and unbridled ambition. One rainy day, one battlefield, one moment changed the world forever. If you found this journey through history as thrilling as we did, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to History Sparks, where the echoes of the past are brought back to life in every video. And remember, history isn't just about the past. It's the story of how we became who we are today. See you in the next epic tale.